The rain fell in a heavy drizzle, tapping on the windows like impatient fingers. Daniel Miles sat at the edge of the bed, hands trembling, staring at the folded letter in front of him. His breath was uneven. The silence around him was loud, too loud. Moments ago, his world was intact. Now, every piece of it trembled on the verge of collapse. He read the letter again, slower this time, hoping he had misunderstood something. Daniel, by the time you read this, I will be gone. I'm sorry it had to end this way, but I could not live with the weight of my lies anymore. You trusted me, loved me, and I betrayed that trust in ways you never imagined. What you thought you knew about me was only a part of the truth. The rest, I buried long ago. Forgive me, if you can. Claire. Claire, his wife of 7 years. The woman he met in college, fell in love with within a semester, married a year later, and built a life with. She was smart, kind, patient, and full of little mysteries he always assumed were just part of her charm. But now she was gone, and she had secrets. 1. A marriage of illusions. Daniel rushed through the house like a man possessed. He checked the closets. Half her clothes were missing. The drawer where she kept her jewelry was empty. Her passport was gone. She had planned this. He called her phone. No answer. He tried again. Still nothing. His mind screamed for a reason. Had there been signs? She had been distant the past few months, more tired, more anxious. He had chalked it up to stress at work. She was a freelance designer, always juggling clients. But now, every odd moment played back like a breadcrumb he had ignored. He called her best friend, Maya. Maya, have you heard from Claire? There was a pause. Number why? What happened? She left. She left me a letter. She's gone. Maya's silence deepened. Daniel, I think you should come over. 2. The first clue, Maya lived 15 minutes away. He didn't speak during the drive. He just gripped the steering wheel, his thoughts spiraling. When he arrived, Maya looked pale, almost afraid. Come in, she said, pulling him into her apartment. I don't know if I should be telling you this, but Claire... She wasn't just tired lately, she was scared. She told me she was being watched. Daniel blinked. Watched? By who? She never said. But she told me if anything ever happened, I should give you this. She handed him a small wooden box. Inside was a USB drive and a torn photograph of Claire, maybe 10 years ago, in front of an old building he didn't recognize. She looked different, sharper, older somehow, despite being younger. He plugged the USB into Maya's laptop. There was a single video file. Claire's face filled the screen. Her voice trembled. If you're watching this, I've already left. Daniel, I never wanted to hurt you, but you deserve to know who I really am. 3. A past unearthed. She began recounting a life Daniel had never heard of. My name wasn't always Claire Evans. I changed it when I left my old life. 10 years ago, I was involved with people I shouldn't have been. I was part of something, a group that exposed corruption. But we did things that crossed the line. I ran when it got too dangerous. People were arrested, some disappeared. I started over. I thought I had escaped it. She swallowed hard in the video. But now someone from that past found me. They want something I have, and if they don't get it, they'll come after you too. Daniel's blood turned cold. I hid everything in a storage unit under my old name, Sophie Hart. The key is with Maya. I'm sorry. Please don't follow me. The video ended. Daniel looked at Maya, speechless. You knew? He whispered. I knew she had a past. I didn't know how bad it was. The storage unit. The next morning, Daniel went to the storage facility Sophie had mentioned. The key Maya gave him worked. Inside the unit was a single metal suitcase. Inside the case were stacks of documents, files, photos, names, corrupt politicians, secret transactions, fake identities, whistleblower reports. And in the center, a small flash drive labeled The Vault. He barely noticed the shadow move behind him. Looking for something? A voice said. He turned. A man in a black coat stood at the entrance. His face was unfamiliar, but his eyes were sharp, predator sharp. I see Sophie told you everything. That's unfortunate. Who are you? The man smiled. Let's just say I used to be her partner, until she sold us out. Daniel's heart pounded. You're lying. The man stepped forward. Am I? Then ask yourself why she ran. Daniel didn't wait for more. He grabbed the suitcase and ran. 5. A dangerous game. Back home, Daniel pored over the contents of the suitcase. He searched Sophie's Claire's name online. No hits. But Sophie Hart? Articles from nearly a decade ago. Investigative journalism gone rogue. An expose on money laundering, followed by a disappearance. No con.